Hi, I'm Luana.
Hi, I'm Paula.
And today we'll be talking about the enlargement of the EU. Enlargement is the process in which new countries join the EU. Their objectives are to foster peace and stability in regions close to the EU borders, develop new opportunities for European businesses and citizens, as well as help improve the quality of people's lives through integration and help across borders. By expanding their membership with other European regions, they hope to fulfill the mission of reuniting Europe. That being said, with an enlarged EU, they hope to achieve greater economic and political influences globally and spread prosperity throughout the EU by expanding the single market. Founded in 1957, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and Netherlands formed the European Coal and Steel Community. These 6 countries sought economic and social progress, as well as peace and liberty from the aftermath of World War II. It has grown from its founding 6 to 28 countries, and now known as the European Union. Over the last 50 years, expanding EU memberships have promoted economic growth and strengthened democratic forces in countries emerging from political instability.
The United Kingdom attempted to join the European Community twice before being accepted on its third, alongside Denmark and Ireland, to be the European Union's first set of enlargement countries in 1973. For the European Community's first enlargement, any European country was allowed to join the European Community as long as they complied with European Community standards and rules. In order to join the EU, a country must go through Council approval, while the Commission will consult on it, as well as getting the green light from all the member states, and also getting the consent of the national parliament or referendum in the applicant country. After the first enlargement, with the addition of the United Kingdom, Denmark, and Ireland, Greece was added as a second enlargement in 1981. The EU had to address the economically backwards country that Greece had become. In 1986 came the EU's third enlargement with the additions of Portugal and Spain. Both of these countries were added to the EU in order to stabilize their political climates.
On January 1st, 1995, Austria, Finland, and Sweden joined the European Union. During this period, the criteria for accession was any European country complying with EC standards and rules. The Copenhagen criteria was introduced, requiring countries to exhibit stability of their institutions guaranteeing democracy, the rule of law, and human rights, a functioning market economy, and the ability and willingness to fulfill membership obligations. During this period, the Maastricht Treaty created the EU of 3 pillars: the European Community, which was supranational, and the Common Foreign Security Policy and the Justice of Home Affairs, which were both intergovernmental. In addition, this period saw high levels of political integration, as well as the EMU, or the Economic and Monetary Union. The economies of Austria, Finland, and Sweden were all above the EU average, so these countries did not struggle for accession. The addition of these 3 countries helped turn the EU into the world's largest market with around 340 million customers and the world's leading commercial power, attracting 20% of global imports and exports.
The 2004 enlargement added 10 countries to the European Union. These countries were the Czech Republic, Estonia, Cyprus, Latvia, Lithuania, Hungary, Malta, Poland, Slovenia, and Slovakia. These are 8 Eastern European countries and 2 Mediterranean countries. This enlargement was the largest single enlargement in terms of people and number of countries, but not GDP, since these countries were relatively less developed than the EU member states. This enlargement has helped Poland, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Cyprus to significantly improve their standards of living.
In 2004, the Commission did not think Romania and Bulgaria were ready to join the EU, but were able to join the EU in 2007. Romania and Bulgaria, along with other countries of the 2004 enlargement, faced some restrictions, including the fact that their citizens did not have full working rights in some of the older EU's member states.
In 2013, Croatia joined the EU, making it the last enlargement to date. With the addition of Croatia came an addition to the procedures of enlargement. National parliaments in all member states are now notified of a country's application before moving on in the process of being approved by the Council and the European Parliament.
Currently, Any European country can apply for membership if they're willing to respect the EU's democratic values and are committed to upholding them. Politically, they must have stable institutions that guarantee democracy, the rule of law, and human rights. Economically, they must have a functioning market economy and be able to cope with the competitive pressure and market forces within the EU. Legally, they must establish EU laws and regulations. The process of joining the EU, known as accession, consists of 3 stages, in which the Commission evaluates the candidate's suitability for joining the European Union. Before a country applies for membership, it usually signs an association agreement to help prepare the country for candidacy and membership. Then, a country formally applies for membership, and the Commission prepares an opinion on the country's readiness to begin negotiations. The Council then either accepts or rejects the Commission's opinion. If the Council agrees to open negotiations with the country, then the screening process begins. The Commission and candidate country examine its laws and those of the EU and determine what the differences are. The Council then recommends opening negotiations on chapters of the law to start working on negotiations. There are 35 different chapters on different issues including the environment, transportation, and agriculture. The Commission screens these chapters individually and tells the Member States its opinion, and the Member States must agree unanimously on an EU position for each chapter. Chapters are open and closed after a unanimous decision is made among the Member States, and negotiations can be suspended by a qualified majority vote of the Member States. When the negotiations are done for each chapter, the Commission writes a report to the European Council and the European Parliament, both of which must agree to the country's membership. The Parliament must have an absolute majority, and the Council must have a unanimous decision. The entire process from application for membership to membership has typically taken about a decade.
2004-2007 enlargement made an effective governance under the old system very difficult. The EU needed to make institutional adjustments to the Lisbon Treaty of 2007, which aimed to make the Union ready for future enlargement. These institutional and legal frameworks played an important role in ensuring the economic success of all EU countries. Countries with the best institutions reap the greatest benefits. In addition, both the 2004 and 2007 enlargement opened up new export markets for existing member states. By eliminating trade barriers, gradually allowing high cross-border labor mobility, promoting financial integration, strengthening institutions, and significantly reducing political risk in the new member states. Enlargement brought about major benefits for both the old and new member states.
There are 2 principal forces when it comes to setting the agenda and speed of the EU enlargement. These forces are economic gain and political security. For example, the United Kingdom was allowed into the European Community partly because the European Economic Community's own economy was slowing down. And with this addition, they were seen as a way of moving the economy forward. For Greece, Spain, and Portugal, these 3 countries had emerged from dictatorships. The EEC wanted to ensure their new democratic systems as well as ensure stability among its southern borders. The 2004 enlargement added 8 new countries that were formerly part of the Soviet Union. After the fall of the Soviet Union, the EU enacted programs to assist these countries to get them ready for membership.
There are both costs and benefits of Eastern enlargement for the EU. For the pros, an enlarged Europe entails a bigger and more integrated market for the member states, and it would also provide security and stability on its southeastern border, which may help reduce migration levels. In addition, the EU would be able to improve the well-being of eastern countries, which is important since economic failure in the east could threaten peace and prosperity in the west, and the EU would be able to foster democracy in previously undemocratic countries. On the con side, an EU with over 35 member states would place the institutions under strain, and some EU programs, especially cohesion and agriculture, would have to be completely updated. Lastly, the addition of eastern countries will make it harder to reach agreements because of the differences between the economic and social development between current EU countries and the eastern countries.
Turkey is currently a candidate state and faces many difficulties in its quest to join the EU. Turkey's population consists of 70 million people, which would make it the EU's second most populous member state after Germany, giving it significant voting powers in the Council of Ministers. Some other concerns Turkish law doesn't sufficiently guarantee freedom of expression in line with the European Convention of Human Rights, and other problems that plague the country, include corruption and unmodernized and non-merit-based civil service, gender equality, and women's rights. In order for Turkey to be accepted into the EU, major social, economic, and political transformations must happen. Some of the benefits of Turkey joining the EU includes the fact that it has the fastest growing economy in Europe and is currently a huge market for EU exports. They have a generally young population and a generally aging EU population. They have the biggest armed forces in Europe and their possible role as a bridge between Europe and the Islamic world.
So where does this leave us now? With Turkey possibly on the out to the European Union, these are countries to look forward to. Currently, Albania, the former Yugoslavic Republic of Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, and Turkey are candidate countries.
Okay, the 2004 enlargement added 10 countries to the European Union. I cannot say that word.
Okay, Czech Republic,
Czech Republic,
Estonia,
Estonia, Cyprus, Latvia,
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 Latvia.
Latvia,
Latvia, Cyprus, Latvia.
Latvia.
So cool.
I can't see that far.